Can you announce a signing, Sunderland? No, seriously, announce a signing. Announce a signing.
A few moments later.
I didn't mean when I was at work, so I was behind on everyone else. Thanks, lads. Hopefully that was a little funny intro, but yeah, I mean, it's just typical that when I'm at work, Sunderland have this habit of announcing signings, and they did exactly the same in summer, the slimy git. But nevertheless, Sunderland have finally made their first signing of the January transfer window. So, without further ado, let's get into the statement. So, Sunderland AFC is delighted to announce the signing of Pierre Ekwah. Hope I've said that right. The midfielder has signed a contract at the Stadium of Light until summer 2027 and moves to Wearside from West Ham United for an undisclosed fee. From the small village of Avrienville, I'm going to say that right, just situated just south of Paris, Ekwah featured for Ars. I'm not even going to attempt to announce. Basically, a bunch of French teams at youth level by the looks of it. The 21-year-old also spent 3 years at the renowned INF Clairefontaine National Academy, whose graduates include FIFA World Cup winners Thierry Henry, Belize Matuidi, is it Matuidi? I'm terrible with pronunciations, I apologise. Olivier Giroud and Kylian Mbappe before joining League One outfit Nantes in 2017. Ekwah moved from there to Chelsea 1 year later and spent 3 years with the Blues prior to crossing the capital and signing for West Ham. A France under-20 international, the midfielder has scored 9 goals and assisted 3 times in 39 under-21 appearances for the Hammers. Ekwah said, "The history and vision of the club really attracted me and I'm delighted to be here. I see myself as a number 8 who can handle the ball well, but I can also do the defensive side of the game. It's great to see the club trusting young players, and that's something that really appealed to me. It seems a great environment for me to develop as both a person and a player, and I can't wait to get started." Tony Mowbray added, "We are delighted to get the deal done and welcome Pierre to Sunderland. He is a player we've been monitoring for some time and we believe he will add something different to the dynamic of our midfield. Having met him, he has a brilliant personality, he wants to get better and better and show he can play first team football. He brings a level of physicality and we're really looking forward to working with him." And then the last bit of the statement is basically he's going to wear the number 9 shirt and he's available for selection on Saturday. So that's the... It's funny how when it comes to the signing of Pierre Ekwah, this is a signing that I think was first suggested at the start of the window, and obviously the way we do business now is where we are going to see a lot of late deals. We're going to see a lot of later signings, and I think obviously look, we've had I think we've had something like 4 windows now with this recruitment team, and for me, and again if you disagree that's totally up to you, but for me, I think the fact these guys still get stick from some fans is just completely baffling. I think when you look at the level of quality of the player they brought in, it says something. And actually, that's reflected in Ekwah's signing here, because in his actual comment, it says, "It's great to see the club trusting young players. History and vision of the club attracted me," and so on. And it's a great environment to develop as both a player and person. And that's one of the reasons before, just to go on a bit of a tangent, just to bore you to death for a few minutes, that was why for me, when Sunderland was sliding through the leagues from Premier League to League One in a matter of 2 seasons, because I felt the culture was all wrong. And Kieran Brady once said it was like a holiday camp. Now it looks like we're signing players that have got a point to prove, to prove they actually want to be at the club. And for me, that goes such a long way, and it's part of the reason I think why we are doing so well this season. Nevertheless, this is a signing that, from the description I've seen from West Ham fans, is that he seems to be quite a physical player that has a bit of technical quality, which for me is probably what we need. I've said one of the things we needed was a physical midfielder. Now, if Ekwah fits that description, then fair enough. Then we've got a really good signing, hopefully. But again, I mean, there's been disappointment from a few West Ham fans on social media. Again, as Graham Falk says, subscribe What the Falk Pod, by the way, and here as well, trying to get to 5k subs, so hopefully I've earned a subscription from you. But he basically says Twitter is not the best barometer, but nevertheless, there's disappointment. It's the same thing with Aji Elise, and imagine Elise would have played a part in this as well. Basically they were disappointed that they've lost him and that they've sold him to us. And again, that's why I trust the recruitment team, because I do believe they know what they're doing. But anyway, the midfielders come in, and if he's what I've heard he is, then it looks like he's fit the profile of what we need. Get him experience and so on. And now I still think we could do maybe with a full back, preferably a left back, because I have no problem with Hume and Gooch at right back. And then, of course, 2 forwards. Frank Lampard getting sacked at Everton might make the Ellis Sims thing a bit more complicated, but we'll wait and see what happens. Anyway, love you and leave you there, guys. And yeah, we'll see if we get... I think now we've signed one, the signings will probably start to roll. So obviously, we'll wait and see. We've obviously got the FA Cup game at Fulham on Saturday, but we'll wait and see what happens with that. And future signings. We've got just over a week of the window. It's going to be a busy 8 days. Take care, stay safe, and as always, away the lads.